Hello, welcome to this webinar from Internet Web Solution about the advantages of Erasmus Plus. What we wanted in this webinar was to give light or give explanations on our projects that we developed under the Erasmus Plus program as a way to give new opportunities to other organizations to really make the most of the Erasmus Plus program. So without further ado, let's start with this webinar. There will be, first of all, a presentation of us. We are Internet Web Solutions, and we are an IT company based in Malaga. Basically, we are one of you. So anybody can take part in the Erasmus Plus program under different opportunities, either as an enterprise, as a training company, or as a student, as an entrepreneur. We will see who can apply to the Erasmus Plus program. Then we will go on showing you our nice museum, which is a real virtual museum made of all the Erasmus Plus project that we've been developing and we've been part of. It is a very nice initiative because it really gives a light to a lot of projects that are free, that are open to the public, that are targeted to different needs of beneficiaries and that are completely free and in multi-language version. Then we will go on with some advantages of both Erasmus Plus program and of the OER platform, also illustrating some functionalities. Finally, there will be time for open questions that from you all if you want to intervene. Thank you very much to everybody that has joined this webinar. We are really proud of being here with you, and thank you so much for your time. Let's go seeing who is Internet Web Solution, and here we go. Internet Web Solution is basically, as I was saying, an IT company based in Malaga, Spain, and we have now more than 15 years of tradition and of experience in IT programming, but also in more than 10 years of experience in Erasmus Plus project. What do we do? Well, Erasmus Internet Web Solution was founded in 2006, and we have as a mission the real will of enhancing business operation with the programming of IT products and services, which are tailored to the needs of their beneficiaries. In terms of vision, what we really want is making IT technology as much more accessible as possible, because we really believe in the internet and in its power. We are constantly growing, and we count in among our clients and customers with the international firm. Also, we started in 2009 with the European project, and we have developed more than 50 European projects so far, starting from 2009. Here is a general recap of some examples, but we will see them more in detail with the museum exhibition. European projects for us are also a way to contribute to the society, giving back or putting our knowledge in the hands of our beneficiaries in order to improve their own life. Our global services, well, we are dedicated to online marketing and positioning. We do programming based on completely tailored and ad hoc programming. We do not use pre-configured coding. We offer e-learning resources adapted to tailor to trainees' needs, e-marketplace and online selling, CRM software, hosting and domain registration, as well as translation. So this is Internet Web Solution, and for further details and to contact us, you can always use the email info@, internetwebsolution.es. And you can also follow us in Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are here for you for any doubt. But now let's go with the museum and exhibition that was entirely developed by Maria del Mar, and we are really proud of this version. Just one second that I'm opening the... There we go. Here we are. So this is the wonderful digital museum that we have developed. You can see it, right? Okay, we will start the guided tour, and I will speak a bit about the projects that we have developed within the Erasmus Plus. And this was our initiative for the Erasmus Plus Day, and let's go on. So the projects under the young categories are Special and Bucolico. Those two projects are destined to empower the capabilities of young people, and also increase the opportunities for needs. Under digital skills, we have source creativity, boomer, and deal. These three projects were dedicated to adult people, and in particular both source creativity and boomer are actually targeted to elderly people in order to increase their competencies and their digital competencies in order to ensure their inclusivity or their inclusion in the society. Both projects really created nice products that are really useful for older people. So we really encourage you to use them and to have a look at them as soon as possible. You will find all the links to all these projects platform in our website, internetwebsolution.es. A deal project was actually more focused toward digital entrepreneurship for adult learners in order to help them boost their competitiveness, and it was selected as a good practice. So you might want to have a look at it in terms of what we did nicely. Please, let's go on. Now, we have also projects dedicated to sport, or actually which are fusion between sport and entrepreneurship. Because what we found was that in entrepreneurship, there are some concepts like stamina, endurance, and training opportunities that really fit, that really benefit from the sport perspective. So that platform has developed a lot of material really dedicated to sport enterprises and sport individuals to perform nicely under an entrepreneurial point of view. Sustainability, we have a lot of projects directed to sustainability. In this case, we are presenting CARE project, which is the responsibility for toward the environment, and the platform is careforplanet.eu. Let's go on. Culture. Culture has been also a big share of our production with the two different good practices project and that are niche, dedicated to the power of cultural heritage. And the idea was to teach young people to boost and use intangible cultural heritage to actually create a new entrepreneurial path. Whereas SIA was a very nice project, which not only was considered a good practice, but also received the language label award, which and it is a Neuer platform entirely dedicated to create to teach. Architectural languages to Erasmus students, because one problem when young students apply for Erasmus is that they don't really control the other language or the meta language. So this is the idea of SIA, teaching language, teaching terminological language to students for mobilities. Fair Food is also a borderline project between culture and sustainability, because its idea is to really teach people to go back to origins and choose the real healthy product of the Mediterranean diet. Also under culture, we have a project like Astra, which was the Advances to Sustainability in translation of resilience in post-mining areas. A big name just to invite young people to consider old mining sites as opportunities for entrepreneurial development, for employability growth, and of course for cultural developments. Offline is a nice project dedicated to which pretends or which wants to invite a beneficiary on going back to cultural sources and leaving the social media. So we try to teach people to really use their brain and go back to cultural news, go back to magazines and trustworthy magazine, be aware of fake news and so on and so forth. And finally, DigiMuse is a very, very nice project which wants to introduce digital knowledge applied and digital opportunities applied to museums, to the museums. So they, in particular, to small museums that cannot really afford huge digital solutions. So what we did was creating some best practices in Italian and English that aim at exploding the knowledge, the digital knowledge of small museums, so that they can actually be more innovative, more attractive, and more integrated under the innovation perspective. Now we are going to exit the first room and entering the second room, where projects dedicated to employability are concerned. So for example, we will go to have a look at project dedicated to the vet ecosystem with the project like digicomp for vet and reset, whose aim is to actually make vet providers digital, and to renew their digital skills and their digital opportunities, especially after the pandemic that really marked before and after in the in the entire vet system. Then we're going to other to the cybersecurity side of our exhibition. And here we find projects like CyberSME and Vesta. CyberSME is dedicated to reinforce the cyber security knowledge in micro SME, and Vesta is more or less dedicated to boosting also the cyber security knowledge of family enterprises. This is a very innovative project because there is nothing dedicated only to family enterprises. In terms of employment and enterprises, we have developed two projects that were considered also good practices, which are Essence and Deep. Essence is dedicated to university students, to train them and to teach them those soft skills that are really fundamental on the labor market. And Deep is dedicated to creating employability paths through the use of digital entrepreneurship. Other projects dedicated to young people and employability are Janine, dedicated to gamification and education. We developed a board game in order to nurture the intrapreneurship in enterprise settings. And Restart is actually dedicated to the teaching of resilience and training skills for micro enterprises. So this is also a way to renew competencies of entrepreneur or entrepreneur to be to re-enter the labor market. Just is also another project that sees the fusion and and the stricter collaboration between enterprises, entrepreneurial world, and university. Also under Just, we want to create synergies between these two worlds, and we want enterprises to teach, to tell the university what are the most required skills that enterprises and company needs from those students that exit the university. AmpTech is a very highly tech project whose results are being impressive, because actually we have created a totally new ESCO profiling for drone managers, which was not there, and which is really a big innovation under a conceptual point of view. Emerald is a project dedicated to enhancing the resilience of micro-SME. It's already, I mean, it is closed, but it is still open, is still alive for the next 2 years, and it has also been selected as a as a good practice. Then we go outside to explore those projects that are targeted to inclusiveness and entrepreneurship. There we go. Perfect. Thank you so much. So the first we find is there we go, data science. Data science is a wonderful project dedicated in particular to women empowerment. So the premise, the assumption there is that data science world is not too populated by women. So what we wanted, it was to apply data science to social science, which is a human social science, which is on the contrary very well populated by women. So the idea is to tell them, hey, This is a new job phase, or new job employment or placement that you can consider within your career. The results of this data science project are amazing, and actually a completely new university course and university path has been created after this project. Women in Global Export, E4F, the it's a project empowering women to give them the competencies in global exports. It enrolls partners from Martinique and from other peripheral regions, and the results has been also amazing. We just had the final meeting last week. Micro 2 is the spin-off of a previous micro project. Main objective was to enhance digital entrepreneurship for micro enterprises, but in the rural areas. So in this new version of micro, all the training are actually up to date and applied in this in present post-pandemic world. This is empowering because we are working in terms of inclusivity of rural enterprises and rural beneficiaries in order to make them sure that they can really be part of this digital world. This is Opsizo, and Opsizo is a Greek word that comes from that really means diversity, inclusion, or actually exiting the dark. Why is that? Because the objective of this project is to make sure that there is inclusion and inclusivity of all workers in micro enterprises. So what we are developing here are some training to make sure that under the communication, marketing, human resources point of view, we are really in or creating inclusive micro enterprises. The results are being very nice, and there will be also a tool, a self-assessment tool to evaluate how inclusive is your micro enterprises, both from the perspective of the worker and from the perspective of the manager. And now Xenia. Xenia is one of those projects of which we are really, really proud of. And Xenia really is focused, has developed something completely new, something that did not exist, and it is an index to evaluate the inclusivity and inclusiveness at university level. The results are amazing. The tool developed is really incredible because it really states the basis and with 47 indicators explored for the university to see if they are really inclusive and propose them some best practice in order to improve their inclusiveness. WIDE is a women integration to digital entrepreneurship. Again, what we wanted is to make sure that there is a women empowerment through our projects and through our training. And in this case, we wanted to empower women through digital entrepreneurship, giving them a new possibility and new opportunities to enter or re-enter the market or the job placement after COVID, basically. DU project is also dedicated to digital entrepreneurship for women, but it includes different needs and different perspective, and because as you see also the consortium is completely different. We're talking about Ireland, Italy, Spain, Belgium, and France. And in this case, the contents are a bit more developed, let's say, or a bit more advanced than a wide project. So what we try here is to really offer a different set of training among our projects in order to make sure that they can all be useful for any type of target. Fly is another project that can be considered under the inclusiveness perspective, which is financial literacy for inclusion. And what we wanted here is to teach people, or to make sure that people know what they are doing in terms of financial needs and financial management. So we also developed a self-assessment tool to make sure to test the beneficiary, to make sure that they really have at least a minimum knowledge of financial literacy, and to help them in decision-making processes, in calculating the risk, and of course in knowing what they are doing basically. And that's it for our project. This is, as you can see, a general overall recap of the project. Thank you a lot, Maria del Mar, for your job, because it has been really nice and really helpful. In terms of advantages and the functionalities of our platform, we are going to share um, another PowerPoint that really can lead us to clarify some of the main aspects of Erasmus Plus. Please make sure that you are, oh, sorry, just one second, I'm searching for for the, can you see the PowerPoint? No, you're seeing the word and we don't want the word. Okay, dejar de compartir. Just one second. Now. Okay, so this is a recap of what are the advantages of the Erasmus Plus. Actually, what we wanted with this webinar was to make sure that you find the answers you were looking for. And so if at any time you need you want to ask questions, or you want to know something in particular, please feel free to ask us. And anyway, this webinar will be recorded, or is going to be recorded. So if later on, at later stages, you have some doubt, please make sure that you write to us at info@internetwebsolution.es, and we will be happy to solve your doubt, of course, if we can. So the Erasmus Plus project is a project that the is a program that the European Union has created to support education, training, youth and sport activities. What are the advantages of this project, of this program? Well, first of all, it gives you international experience under different perspective, as a volunteer, as a student, and as an organization in a strategic partnership. It also offers enhanced employability. Why is that? Well, because there are studies that have demonstrated that those students that have taken part, students or people that have taken part in Erasmus mobilities have developed better problem-solving skills, better creativity and creative thinking, and they are more willing to learn and find a solution for their future, which are basically mo- the most interesting transversal skills that the labor market asks for, because of course I as an employer can teach you the theory, but I cannot teach you to be a nice team player, to be a problem solver, and so on and so forth. Also, the Erasmus offers academic and professional development, cultural exchanges, the possibility of knowing the perspective of the hosting partners or hosting country, and it also gives the possibility of networking. Networking nowadays is fundamental because it increases the mutual benefits in collaboration. It also shares best practices, and it makes the possibility enhances also the possibility of collaborating both academically and professionally. Erasmus program also gives you financial support, both under the perspective of students, as they have scholarships or grants for their mobility, but also for organization who develop something worthy under the program for the to solve European needs. Innovation and best practices are the key a key point of reference of Erasmus program, as one of the characteristics that they always seek for funding project is how innovative are they, what's the innovation, and minding that innovation doesn't necessarily means advanced high ticket tech technology. It also means a new way of solving an old problem. So OER platforms are normally dedicated to solve issues that are there in terms of inclusivity, in terms of training needs, and even though there are plenty of them, what really makes a difference is the fact that they are targeted to the needs of the beneficiaries. Erasmus programs also mean and offer quality assurance. Why is that? Well, because Erasmus Plus now is completely based on quality assurance. They pay, and the funding is based on the quality of the results, quality of impact, quality of promotion and sharing strategies in terms of strategic partnerships, but also for students and for mobilities. There should be a minimum of quality to make sure that everything is of high quality. Other advantages: improvement of language skills, personal growth, contribution to society, support for innovation and entrepreneurship, because there is one line of the Erasmus Plus program totally developed, totally dedicated to young entrepreneur to make experiences abroad and learn more about their business. Research opportunities, even though Erasmus is not a research program. So there are opportunities for researchers to collaborate with colleagues from other countries, and actually in some of our projects there has been also a research consequence, let's say, from the results, but it's not a research program. And the promotion of European value to foster the international cooperation and understanding. In terms of functionality of the OER platform that mainly are applied, that we are more expert in as an internet web solution, there are of course cost savings, accessibility. We make sure that all the platforms are totally open and available for people without logging, with no registration and no GDPR issues. There is the OER platform also offer the possibility of customized contents to work for the educators and for the beneficiary. They represent a place for collaborating, because basically there are communities where people can use those material, reuse those material, exchange ideas, and offer improve the education material. Our material and our platform also offer a bigger global reach. Actually, our platforms are always well positioned and reaching interesting numbers during the project lifetime. So it's really something worthy. The content is always updated, as again, those platforms are innovative because they offer open solutions to all the needs, basically, to improve and give new opportunities to European beneficiaries. And there are reduced copyright restriction, and actually our platform are always Creative Commons based, and all the material is free and ready to be used. They can be increased, and actually in some different occasions we had the luck opportunity of increase and widen the scope of project results by including new partners, new contents, and new languages. And they also offer the possibility of monitoring the performance of student progress, and also student preferences, in order to give us a feedback on what they like, how useful the material was, and so on and so forth. OER platform in education can function as content repository. They offer a site where users can search and discover material, use collaboration tools, provide the feedback and rating system, and even collaborating in content creation and remixing. Again, OER platform gives a possibility. One of the main features they have is the possibility of tracking, progress tracking, which really is a way of improving the material developed. And then there are some frequently asked questions that we want to give answer to, but this answer will be very general, so if you have other questions, just make sure that you write to us and to info@internetwebsolution.es, and we will solve your doubt. Who can participate to Erasmus project? Basically anybody, as a partner, as an associated partner, as coordinator of strategic partnership, as a community agent, and as a volunteer, and of course as a student, because there are a lot of mobility programs that really apply to students, not only in the university setting, but also in vocational education training setting. How do I apply for Erasmus funding? Basically, go to the EACEA site, and you can ask, and according to the strength of the program that you are interested in, you just have to fill in the related questionnaire. What types of activities are funded? Again, mobilities, of course, but also the development of training material, training experiences, best practice, volunteering, and lately also entrepreneurial actions. How much funding can I receive through Erasmus? It really depends on the strand that you choose for, and on the length of the mobility. But everything is preset and pre-stated, and you will have access to the funding even sometimes even before you actually take the action. Are there any age restriction for Erasmus programs? There are for students, but there are not for volunteer. No, for volunteer it's up to 30 years, but for young entrepreneurs, basically there is no young entrepreneur. It only means that the only requirement is for you to start a new action, a new business. And of course, there is not in terms of strategic partnership. Can I participate in multiple Erasmus programs of action? Yes, the answer is yes, of course, as long as you fulfill the requirements for each strand. How can I find Erasmus partners on host institutions? Well, actually, there are the union, the European Union offers you different platforms where you can search for partners like EPALE or Salto or other platforms that are completely open and where institutions that have experience with Erasmus are appointed. So it's better for you to go for it for this kind of pre-assessed host or pre-assessed partner, because probably they already know what are Erasmus Plus rules and regulations. What is the duration of Erasmus mobility? Again, it really depends on what you are doing and the strand you are selecting. How does Erasmus handle visa, insurance, and other particle matter? Basically, those visa and insurance are obligatory for the mobilities. Normally in mobility from schools and university, it is the university that pays for it. But if you are going on your own, they will ask you to go for an insurance, but it is quite easy because sometimes simply paying the ticket with a Visa card, you already have an insurance activated. The reporting and evaluation requirement, every Erasmus project are its own, and even before applying to an Erasmus project, you better read through carefully what are the requirements. What are the expected outcomes and impact? The more the better. So it makes sure that anything you develop has really a big outreach and big impact, because this is all about. Can I receive additional support or accommodation if I have special needs and disability? The answer is yes, of course. And actually, in all programs that Erasmus has created, there is a special budget item dedicated to special needs and disabilities. How can Erasmus contribute to my personal and professional development? Again, as we said, it really is a growth and and for entrepreneurs, but also we as IT partners, we normally are much more expert, or much more we feel much more better after every European project that we develop. And now, any other business? Do you have any other question for us? Nothing, all clear? So thank you so much for your time. I hope it was useful. I hope it was interesting for you. And for us, it was a pleasure to having you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.